Now, I'm sure you clicked on this video in confusion, wondering how I could be reviewing a Tsukihime anime when one doesn't exist. Well, this is the anime void after all, and you can find anything in the void. Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Void. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm going to be reviewing Lunar Legend Tsukihime, as chosen on my review poll. Now, I have these polls go up every month, and if you want to get your vote in, be sure to subscribe to make sure that it pops up in your feed when it goes live. And before we get into the review, I want to stress the fact that I am only going to be talking about the Tsukihime anime. So, anything that I say about Tsukihime in a generalized sense, I am not talking about the visual novel, unless I specifically point out that I am. Now, with that disclaimer out of the way, the plot follows Shiki Tono, no relation, a boy who can see death with his mystic eyes of death perception. Again, no relation. Shiki is a given name in both cases, so I swear to God they're not related. But Shiki is the eldest son of the Tono family, but he is too sickly to be the head, so his little sister is actually the next heir. Though, given the dichotomy of their relationship, I am unsure why she just wasn't made the elder sister. They just kind of added that layer of complication that just did not need to be there. One day he comes across a woman named Arkoed Brunstud, and I'm going to be referring to her as Ark throughout the rest of this video, because I am not confident in that pronunciation. Nasu, what the hell is up with you and European names? Anyway, upon seeing this lovely, beautiful woman, Shiki decides to do what anyone would do in his situation, which is straight up go sicko mode and cut her into tiny pieces. Now don't you go acting like this isn't the meet cute you haven't seen 1,000 times before. And worry not, she got better, because she is actually a true ancestor. For those unfamiliar with Type Moon lore, the simplest explanation, and also the one the anime goes with, is that true ancestors are Type Moon's version of vampires. And there are actually many flavors of vampires, with true ancestors on the top, and below them are the dead apostles, and below them are fake vampires, basically, like Dracula. The full scope of this is very much not even remotely that simple. It's just a way to explain it, to have it instantly recognized and then build up from there, but I'm not going to go deep diving into true ancestor lore. But if anyone wants to hold a lecture in the comments, you are free to do so. Also, would appreciate it if you hit the like button while you're going down there, thank you. So upon being not dead, but very injured, Ark takes Shiki along to hunt down the people that she's fighting against, such as Nero Chaos. And I really only bring him up because he's not really that important to the plot of the anime, but I needed to showcase that his name is spelt like this. Nasu, you need to tell me, do you sleep well at night, knowing that you've done this, that you've unleashed this upon the world? Do you sleep well? Because you shouldn't. Anyway, Nero's just a mini-boss here. The real villain of the series is Roa, who is a man that is super yandere for Ark. He ends up body hopping throughout the centuries in order to chase her down, and also remain some form of immortal. Currently, he resides in Shiki Tono, not to be confused with the protagonist, Shiki Tono, who is actually Shiki Nanaya. You see, Shiki Tono killed Shiki Nanaya when they were kids, but Shiki Nanaya was saved by Shiki Tono's little sister, Akiha, who Shiki Nanaya defended from Shiki Tono, who tried to kill her for reasons not given in the anime. Get used to that. And so, Shiki Tono's father locks Shiki Tono in the basement, and then takes Shiki Nanaya, rewrites his memory so that he thinks he's Shiki Tono, minus the murder. Except when he wants to murder, like he does when he sees Ark for the first time, again for reasons not given in the anime. It's just that simple. The anime really does raise a lot of questions, but ultimately it does answer a good bulk of them. And the ones that it doesn't answer, I'm not actually that upset about. Likely because I know what this anime is. This is a 12-episode anime that is just a super condensed version of a single route of a much bigger visual novel. So not getting all of the answers doesn't actually feel bothersome, it more just whets my appetite to learn more. It does actually feel like the writers knew what they were doing in that regard, or maybe it was just a happy accident, I don't know, I wasn't there. But it is just important that you go into this anime knowing that it is just a piece of the puzzle of a much, much larger picture. It's ultimately just a good introduction to the world of Tsukihime in its own weird kind of way. This opinion does make it feel like the whole, oh, this anime doesn't exist joke is overdramatic as hell. The anime is not that bad. I mean, sure, it's a early 2003 anime, which is its own kind of problem, but the worst that I can say about it is that it's just kind of on the dull side, which is why I don't cut away to a lot of clips in this video, because there's not really any big standout scene. But overall, it is enjoyable. I can see myself watching it again. And the biggest thing is that it makes me want to play the visual novel more now than ever. It makes me want to get the full experience because, obviously, just watching the anime, I don't feel confident talking about Tsukihime in a meaningful way. Hell, I barely feel confident talking about the characters too much, because I know I only got a glimpse at them. But from what I've seen, I like them. I want to get to know them more. And I mean, Hisui is the most bro. They named an entire Pokemon region after her. Shiki comes off as about as interesting as a piece of cardboard, but given what they did divulge about him, I can understand him being emotionally reserved and even castrated to a certain level. Though I do feel that the romance between him and Ark is a bit hard to swallow. I mean, I can fully get behind her taking an interest in him and him in her, and there being a slow burn romance going on, but with it being just 12 episodes and they got to have sex, that felt a bit too much of a leap in the constrained story. But that said, since I can buy the slow burn aspect of it, I'm not too upset about it being done too fast. I'm really going at this anime way more mild than I was expecting to. I went into this anime genuinely expecting it to be objectively bad, and it just wasn't. This is a very mid-tier anime, just above okay. It's enjoyable, but nothing fundamentally to write home about. It just needs to be treated like an introduction anime to gauge people's interest into potentially playing the visual novel or anything else to get more into the world of Tsukihime. Obviously, never think of this as a replacement for knowing the story. That's not going to work at all. This anime is basically just a key to open the lock to the door that is Tsukihime. Yes, that was cheesy, but I'm sticking to it. Now, if we can get Ufotable to make a Tsukihime anime series or even movies, that I expect to be amazing. But what are your thoughts on Lunar Legend Tsukihime? Leave a comment down below, I am very interested to find out. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, I hope to catch you next time in the void. Later.